Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, and if you are new then welcome to the channel, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more such videos, and also press that bell icon so that you'll get notified when I upload a new video. So in this video we are going to discuss the topic the basic decision tree algorithm. That means we are going to see what it is, what the decision tree algorithm is, how it works, what things are there, and what things we are going to deal with. Okay, so let's start the video. First, let's see what is a decision tree. Okay, so a decision tree is a hierarchical structure where the internal node represents the choice or the decision on a particular feature, and branches represents the outcomes of the decision, and the last leaf node represents the final decision, and the last leaf node, it may be a class, the result of a class. If we are dealing with classification problem, it may be outcome of a class, and if we are dealing with regression problems, then the leaf node may be a value which is the outcome of a regression. So yeah, that is decision tree. Now, what things are there in decision tree? We have the internal node, we have the branches, and we have the leaf node. So let's see what these things are. So, internal node, it represents a feature or attribute, and it is used to make a decision by evaluating the value of the feature. As we discussed in previous videos, attributes are having so many values. For example, we have an attribute named shape, and we have the values of the shape like square, oval, and circle. So the shape is the attribute, and these three things, which is circle, oval, and square, these three things are the value of that attribute. So according to these attribute and values, we are going to divide our data set into like in a tree manner, in a hierarchical manner, so that we can classify and we can categorize different things in different groups. Okay, so that is internal node, according to which we will be taking some decisions, according to which the hierarchical tree will get divided. Now let's see what is branch. So branch is, as I said in the previous slide, this slide, that it is it represents the outcome of the decision which we took in internal node, right? So the branch, it represents a decision rule based on the value of the feature at the internal node. So the branch directs the flow of decision making process. So that is branch. Leaf node. Leaf node represents the final outcome, class label in classification problems, or numerical value in regression problems. So it is the decision or prediction made based on the path taken from the root of the tree to the leaf. That means the leaf node is going to give us the outcome, and if we are dealing with the classification problem, so the outcome may be a class, and if we are dealing with a regression problem, the outcome may be a value which is a regression ka result. Okay, so that is leaf node. Now let's go to the next slide. Let's understand it with an example. This is not an example, but it is the process, and in next video we will learn all this. How we divide the tree, how we divide the node, we will learn all this in next video with a pure example. Okay, decision tree learning is a fundamental algorithm used for solving classification and regression problems. So decision tree is only doing two things, which is classification and regression. Only these two things it can solve the problem. Okay, it mimics decision making processes like 20 question game, where we make choices based on yes or no answers until we arrive at a conclusion. In this algorithm, we create a tree like structure to make the decision based on data. So it is similar to asking question like 20 question game. It is a 20 question game similar to that, not the same thing. So it is like a 20 question game where you will be asked some questions, and according to that question you give some answers. So you give answer yes or no. So if you give the answer yes, then we will divide the notes onto the right side, and if you give answer no, then we will divide the node into the left side. Okay, so yeah, that is the thing. Now let's discuss the steps of the decision tree learning. First step, to select the best question feature. Okay, so we start by choosing the most important feature from our data set and a specific value to split our data into groups. So as I said, according to the attribute and the values, we divide our decision tree. Okay, so we will choose any specific value according to which we will divide our decision tree. That is the first step. Next step is creating a node. A tree node is like a question representing the chosen feature and split value. So we create a node, and according to this node, it is like a question. That means, according to what value are you going to split this data set? According to what feature you want to split the data set. Okay. Now the third one is split the data. The data is divided into two or more groups based on the chosen feature and split value. So this data is divided into two groups if it is a classification problem, and more than two groups if it is a regression problem. Okay, now repeat the process. We repeat step 1 to 3 for each of the subsets. In step 3, this is a recursive process that continues until we reach a conclusion. Now, after getting some data sets, like let's say we have, for example, we have a set of animals in which we have giraffe, we have zebra, we have tiger, these three things, and we want to divide the animals which have stripes and the animal which do not have stripes. So we will make, like we will choose this attribute which is the color of the skin of the animal, and the classifications are having stripes and not having stripes. So if the animal have stripe, then to take it to the right side. If it doesn't have stripes, then take it to the left hand side. So giraffe and zebra will come onto the right hand side, and the lion which do not have stripes will come onto the left hand side. So after this also we will divide giraffe and the zebra into different categories, because their color and heights are different, right? So we will choose one more value from the attribute and we will divide it further. So this is a repetitive process, right? Suppose if we have more so many number of animals in our data set, so we will be dividing more and more and more, and it is a repetitive task. So that is repeating the process. Fifth one is stopping criteria. Now if you divide more and more, what is the criteria to stop the dividing of the data set? Okay, so we stop when one of the following conditions are met, and the conditions are in next slide. So the stopping criteria: we have reached a maximum depth of our tree, the number of examples in a group is too small, all examples in a group belong to the same class for classification and are very similar for regression problems. So, if these three criteria are met, we have to stop the splitting of the node. Okay, so yeah. Now, the next steps, which is sixth step, which is to assign a decision, that means classification, or a value for regression. When we reach a stopping point, we assign a class for the classification or a value for regression to the leaf node. This is our final answer. So, for example, if your mother asks that if the banana that is kept on the table is rotten or not, then you give some answer like it is rotten or it is not rotten. So there are only two things, that is rotten or not rotten. So these two things are class, that rotten is a class and not rotten is a class. So you classified the fruit that it is rotten or not rotten, and you gave answer to your mother. So that is classification. Now what is value for regression? Value for regression may be like you want to buy some land. So they will tell you, like the person who is selling the land, they will tell you some price. And how are they telling you the particular price? So let's say 15 lakhs, how are they telling you 15 lakhs price? So according to the square feet they are telling the price, and according to the place in which it is it in a rural area or is it in a urban area. So according to some things, the price gets estimated. So that is value for regression. Now, seventh step, pruning. It is optional. After building the tree, we prune it, which means we will simply remove some things from the tree to make it simple to understand, so that it will not become too much complex to understand. Okay, so that is pruning. Eighth one is visualize and predict. So we can visualize the tree to understand the decisions it makes, and for prediction we follow the rule in the tree to make decisions for new data. So I guess you understood it. Now let's go to the next slide. What are the key concepts of this decision tree learning algorithm? So we use matrix like entropy and Gini impurity to measure the impurity or mix of different classes in our data. Okay, now next thing is information gain helps us choose the best questions, that is features, to split our data. Now, pruning. Pruning is like trimming a tree to prevent it from becoming too large and complex. As I said, we remove some things from the tree to keep it simple. The final decision are made in leaf nodes of the tree, which gives us the answer. So, leaf nodes gives us the final answer of the decision tree. Okay. Now, let's see the summary. The decision tree learning algorithm is a simple and interpretable way to make decisions based on data. It's widely used in various fields and serves as a foundation for more advanced techniques like random forest and gradient boosting. However, we must be careful not to make our tree too complex, as this can lead to overfitting and less accurate predictions. Okay, so last thing, that is, the tree should not be more complex. It should be easy to understand and it should be short and sweet, so that it will be easy to predict the outcomes. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in next video with an example, and I'll help you understand this decision tree more in next video. Until then, you subscribe to the channel, press that bell icon, and make sure you click that like button if you understood everything that I explained in this video. And yeah, thanks for watching.